Hello, I'm Pete Wedderburn, Pete the Vet, and I've just finished doing the radio section on the Pat Kenny Show, so here we are now on Facebook Live. And I'm going to answer some of the questions that came in that we couldn't get to on air. And as well as that, if you've got any more questions about your pets, please put them into the comments section and I'll answer them as best I can over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so the first question, please.
So the first one that comes in is, can you please identify the best food for a female dog with kidney disease?
Now, kidney disease is one of those specific examples of a disease where nutrition can make a huge difference. For example, in cats, we know that if a cat with kidney disease is fed a special diet, they'll live for over twice as long as a cat fed a standard diet. So it does make a big difference, and that applies broadly to dogs as well. So what that means is you need to talk to your vet to find out a bit more about exactly what sort of kidney disease. But in general, an animal with kidney disease needs lower levels of protein, because the kidneys process protein. So the more protein there is, the more pressure there is on the kidneys. So you want a low level of protein, and you also want high quality protein. What that means is protein that doesn't take as much metabolism by the body, so there's less waste products from it. And again, that puts less stress on the kidneys. You also want to have a diet that's low in phosphorus, because phosphorus accumulates in dogs with kidney disease and then causes a whole bunch of other problems throughout the body. So low in protein, high quality protein, low in phosphorus. Now, as you can imagine, it's quite difficult just to make up a diet like that by yourself. And that's why there are special so-called renal or kidney diets that are sold commercially, because they've been designed in the manufacturing process to tick all the boxes that I've mentioned to you. So I would talk to your vet about what they can supply. Most of these products are sold through vets. Sometimes they're called veterinary diets or even prescription diets, because if that type of diet was fed to a normal healthy pet, arguably they could suffer from some sort of deficiencies because they're not getting enough phosphorus, they're not getting enough of the regular types of protein. So that for that reason, they're not usually sold through normal pet shops and so on. But there's a wide variety available. Just remember that what you're looking for is a kidney diet or a renal diet. So hopefully that helps a bit.
Okay, so this comes in from Eric. So, hi Pete, can you recommend a good day cat food for kittens? Currently using Bozita and Applause.
Day cat food? Dry?
Dry cat food, my mistake. Thanks.
Yes, well, I mean, the products you said are really good, high-quality products, and they're good foods. And, you know, I'd always say that, like, there's so many pet foods out there now. There's literally hundreds of different types. And for me, it's a case of finding one that your cat likes, that they really enjoy eating. And also, I would be checking the reviews, because most places that sell these days, if you put in any pet food into Google and put the name of the food and review, you'll get a good sense of how other people have found the food. And if your pet enjoys eating it and looks really well on it and doesn't have digestive disturbances, well then that's a good food. I think for myself, the most important thing on a day-to-day basis is the two things that I said, that they love it. You know, you like that when you put the food down, your pet tucks into it hungrily. So that's important. And the second thing is that after about 6 to 8 weeks, which is how long it takes for the diet to thoroughly assimilate into the animal's body, after 6 to 8 weeks, if the animal looks really healthy, you know, with the glossy coat, the muscles showing well, bright eyes, and just looking alert and well, then that's a good diet for your pet. I think most people probably fuss too much about what they're feeding their pets. The biggest problem that we see, funnily enough, is pets being in too good condition, being too fat. So, you know, I don't think you need to obsess over this. Once the basic boxes are ticked, that's really all you need to worry about.
So this comes in from Anne-Marie. So my dog has been barking a lot at family members. I think it's excitement, but difficult to go walking with him when he continuously barks. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, this is difficult because dogs can't talk to us, so the only way they can get our attention vocally is barking, and it's quite hard for us to interpret the subtlety of it. So, you know, they're basically saying, I'm telling you something, I'm telling you something. and we don't really know what they're telling us, and it's quite tricky. I think the best answer in a situation like this is to teach a dog a quiet command. So you can actually do this, and if you Google teaching dog to stop barking, you'll find out how you can do this. And the general idea is you say a command, and the dog learns that when you say that command, the dog stops barking, and then you reward them, and they learn that they like the reward, and so they learn to stop barking when you say that particular command. And that can be really, really helpful to have in a situation like you've got. It's not easy though. Dog training it's not magic. It's all about being consistent, doing it every time, and it's also about repetition, about repetition to the level of utter tedium from your point of view. So you're repeating it so much, you're going, how much more can I keep on repeating this? But if you do it repetitively and consistently, you can teach dogs to stop barking. So that's kind of what you need to look at.
So Hazel says, dogs shedding like crazy. They're 2 Jack Russells. Do you have any tips?
This one keeps coming up, and I have to say it's probably the biggest challenge. People ask me this, and I can never give a really good answer because there isn't a really good answer. I guess I always say 3 things. First of all, make sure you are feeding your dog a really good quality diet. So especially with a decent supplement of omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids or oils, because that way at least the coat condition will be as good as possible, with nice, supple, shiny skin and fur, and that's going to help a bit. Second thing is groom your dog regularly, and that means every day. And it means if you do that, you're going to take out all the loose fur, and also using the right sort of implements, like a slicker brush to take out the fine undercoat, and perhaps a furminator comb to help remove more fur than you'd remove with other types of combs. So that's the second thing. So diet, grooming, and the third thing is a kind of extreme thing, which I don't know anybody who actually does this, but I just say it because it is an answer, and that is that you can get lycra bodysuits for dogs that go up to the end of up to their wrists and their ankles and to the base of their tail and to the neck, like a polo neck kind of a thing. There's an American range of lycra coats for dogs. I think it's called K9 top coats. That's K9 top coats. So what you could do is when your dog comes into the house, you put them into this lycra bodysuit, and then once they're in that, then the fur can't come out because it's kept inside the lycra bodysuit. So you could then have your dogs dressed up like little spacemen when they're in your house, and they'll look a bit weird, but your house will stay fur-free. I don't know anybody who's done that yet, by the way.
Okay, so Dave wants to know why his dog keeps eating grass. Is there something wrong with the dog?
Well, I think all dogs eat a bit of grass. It's an instinct that dogs have. We don't really know why they do it. They like doing it. That's all we know. But when dogs eat excessive amounts of grass, you would wonder if there is some underlying reason that might need treatment. In particular, I think if a dog is feeling a little nauseous because of a disease reason, sometimes they have an instinct that they know that if they actually eat grass, they'll vomit. And after they vomit, then the sense of nausea will go away. So they know then that if they feel nauseous, they eat grass, they're sick, then they feel good. So some dogs learn that. So I know a number of dogs that have a compulsion to eat grass for that reason. And what their owners have done is they've used simple treatments, such as types of medication that humans might take for indigestion. They use some of these types of products on their dogs, and that stops the dog feeling this sense of urgency to go and chew grass. But that's something I'd really work with your vet on. It's very dangerous to give a dog human medication. Some human medication is absolutely fine, others is highly toxic to dogs. So any stuff like that, you're best to talk to your vet. Your vet will know your dog's body weight, they'll know about any underlying health issues, and they'll be able to advise you on what you can give that's safe. Okay?
Okay, so the last question comes in from Lorraine. So how often should a golden doodle be bathed?
Well, good question. Look, most dogs almost never need baths. So I'd say for my 2 dogs, I probably bath them about once every 6 months. And they're just crossbred dogs. However, there'll be times when dogs need bathed much more often. For example, if they ever roll in horrible mucky stuff, then they need bathed. Or some dogs have skin conditions, which mean they need to be bathed as often as twice a week. So if a dog has let's say, some sort of allergy which makes them prone to a yeast infection in their coat, and that's quite common, then you'd be giving them a bath maybe twice a week in a special shampoo. Now, the difference with golden doodles is that they're a cross between a shedding type breed, like a golden retriever, and a poodle, which is a non-shedding type breed. That means they tend to grow coats that probably need groomed professionally, because otherwise the fur just keeps on growing. And so how often do you groom a dog professionally? Again, it depends on the dog, but I'd imagine it's probably like something like every 2 to 3 months. And when the dog is groomed, it will also be washed always, I'd say. And so probably in the case like you're saying, giving your dog having a professional groom and a wash every 2 to 3 months is probably plenty, unless there's one of the other things that I've said, such as rolling in muck or having a skin condition of some kind. All right. So look, that's it for now. I'll be back again next week, and I'll talk to you all then.